in this video, I want to talk a little bit about trying to love, okay? When you try and love because you realise that love is everything, you reach this point where you just want to try and love other humans, you want to try and help as much as you can. But one of the things I found is when I reached this point was that a lot of human beings don't actually want help. I'd be walking around looking at everybody, and everybody's egos are so strong, they kind of don't even like talking to strangers, so you can't really even spark a conversation with a lot of people, let alone help them with something that they need help with. So I was thinking about this today, guys, and some of you will probably be having this problem as well. This is why a lot of us empaths kind of like we gravitate towards animals. We find it easier to love animals because they're unconditional and they don't have an ego. So it's easier just to kind of like go and feed the birds. It's easier to go and stroke that dog. It's easier to go and like feed the ducks or just save that spider. Okay, it's easier to do this, and this is amazing. But when it comes to like loving humans, sometimes it's not as easy as that, especially for myself. Obviously, with me being like quite a distinguished looking person, quite tall, I'm 6'2". If I just approach people and start talking to them, sometimes they're very intimidated, and it's not easy to find friends either. Like if you look online, guys, there's millions of dating sites, okay, but there's literally nothing to find friends. Like, especially here in England, there's nothing to find friends. Like, I would love to just go on the internet and find a site, or males looking for male friends, and that's it. Like, but when I look, there's just nothing. I can't find anything. If you guys can know any sites like that, let me know, especially here in the UK. It might be easy in America, I don't know, but here in the UK, it's pretty hard to find friends. And my problem is sometimes, like, there's not enough people around me that need love. Like, I can give love as much as what's requested from me, but like, there's a lot of people who just don't need love. They're too busy with their own families, they're too busy working, or the egos are too strong. Like, a lot of people here just don't want the love. But the flip side of this is love is everything. So deep down, through that ego, everybody wants love. So I was kind of looking at people today and thinking about this, and I just want to share some of these thoughts with you guys. Another thing to remember is that everybody is born alone, and they also die alone as well. So loneliness is within us all. We're here to learn love, but the paradox is that we're always alone. So life really is one big relationship with ourselves. And the more I think about this, the more I realise this is the truth, okay? Because every single time you do a bad thing to someone else, it always comes back around and hits you, see? So you're basically just doing it to yourself. And eventually you'll realise that everybody is you. So the loneliness goes beyond this even more, in a sense that you are God and there is only one God, just shattered into trillions and trillions of shards, okay, all reflecting off each other, which is us. Wherever you go, wherever you are, you'll glimpse over at somebody, okay, and you'll see them doing a specific thing. And when you see them doing a specific thing, you have a specific thought. Like, for instance, oh, there's a guy walking his dogs, okay? But then you'll notice later on in life, okay, you'll be that guy walking those dogs, and you'll notice somebody glimpsing over at you. And I think you know what I mean here, guys. So that person glimpsing over at you at that time could have been you at that time as well. Okay, this is the thing. This is quite complex, guys. I'm still observing this quite a lot. When I've got more information on it, I'll let you guys know. But I honestly think that everybody is a reflection of you, and everybody is you at the same time. Because a lot of things you see people doing, okay, you've already done that. Or if you haven't already done it, you'll be doing it at some point. And I've gone through this in previous videos as well, guys. I mean, some things that you see people doing and you think like, I would never do that. Don't hold yourself on that, okay? Because as you get older, you change, okay? Like a lot of things will happen and you'll do a lot of things that you never thought you would ever do. And this further backs up the theory that everybody is you, doing everything all at the same time. And because time is an illusion as well, I think there only is ever is the now, but these are just different parallel realities all happening simultaneously, and we're flicking through them from different angles, you see. So all these different shards are all happening simultaneously, and we can flick through them as we evolve and learn love. So it is a little bit like Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall, okay? Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall and he broke into millions of pieces and they couldn't put him back together again. And that's because, like, others can't put you back together again, only you can do it yourself. Because this is a relationship with yourself, you see? So everything you do, everything you kind of think about doing comes back to you, and everything reflects that like a mirror until you learn love. And a lot of people are stuck so much within the ego that they're going to learn this the very hard way. You see, even myself, I've learned a lot of things hard. Okay, I've been hit hard many times because of my own karma, not loving others the way I want to be loved myself, and this is the golden rule. So once you realize this, guys, once you realize that you need to treat others the way you want to be treated yourself, because you have to see them as you, and one of the things we can do as empaths is put ourselves in people just the same as we put ourselves in animals, and we see what it's like, and we love those animals because they're little defenseless little souls, okay, with unconditional love, with no ego. We have to see humans like that, because we have to realize the ego is just a illusion, and it's just temporary, because everybody with an ego is going to create things, and that reflection is going to come back and hit them until they eventually find love themselves, and then you realize everything is love. But it's hard, you see, guys, because sometimes you feel like you're the only one who realizes this, and you're looking around and nobody wants help. Everybody thinks they can just help themselves. You feel like you've got nothing in common with people around you, and this is why it's the term "it's lonely at the top." This is where that comes from, guys, because the more evolved you become, the more lonely you become, you see, because you've passed that level in which most people on this planet are on still. But don't fear, guys, because the universe has a very clever way of bringing people to you, okay? So as long as you're doing the right thing, as long as you're like loving people and projecting that love for others and yourself, one, you're going to have love for yourself, okay? So it's not going to matter as much, and the more you do this, the more you learn this. And another, that whatever love you give now, it's going to come back to you, because it is a reflection, you see. But for some reason, the higher up you go spiritually, the more lonely it becomes and the harder it becomes, in my opinion, when it comes to loneliness. But the flip side of this, guys, is there is positives to this as well, because as we become more alone, okay, we find more of ourselves, which is good, and then we can use what we know with all these abilities, using our imagination, etc., to create these blissful moments where we see the world and the beauty in the world more than those who see the beauty in the world when they're still stuck in the ego, you see. Because when you're stuck in the ego and you're still learning all this stuff, you there's like a shadow, everything's a shadow, okay? You'll come to a beautiful beach like this, like I used to back in the day, and it's just a beach, okay? It's just a little change, or it's something different, it's just a beach. But as you find more of yourself, it becomes more than just a beach, you see? It becomes divinity, like everything becomes divine. You can look down at the grass like this, and you can see it in a whole new light. Like you can see it as if you're looking at this amazing creation that's being created by you, for you, and you realize that you're in the game, okay? And the game is beautiful. That's the only way I can describe it, guys. Like, the game is beautiful, and everything becomes better eventually. Your food tastes better, definitely. Okay, all your senses become more enhanced as you evolve. You need less of the external world because everything becomes within, like I've said on previous videos, guys. Your imagination can take over and it can put you in any state you want, any place you want, any time you want, because you're starting to gain control of the environment that we're in. Okay, you're starting to gain control of the matrix. The more awake you become, the more closer to God you become with love, the more powerful you become to create that internal bliss that everybody's seeking, and using the ego, thinking the ego is going to get them that. But that's a paradox, because it doesn't. But then the other paradox is it does, because without the ego, you won't reach a stage, you see, because you can only learn by negative experiences and being hit down, so the dark night rises up. And this is why everything is a paradox, okay? Everything's paradoxical apart from love. Love only goes one way. You only ever evolve into love, and once you've learned love, you can never devolve back into the ego state. It's impossible, guys. Okay, it's impossible. In fact, if you do this, which I've done before actually, when I was testing this back in the day, I actually did this, okay? I started going back to my ego stage a little bit, and I was doing a couple of bad things, and the karma was faster. Okay, the karma is instant. Once you evolve past these stages and you go into love, as soon as you do something bad, the karma hits you literally within a minute sometimes, or instant sometimes. It just comes very, very fast. Not only that, it's harsher, okay? So this matrix we're in isn't designed to devolve, it's only designed to evolve. If you don't believe us, guys, try yourself, okay? Try doing something bad and see what happens. Like, literally fast, something bad will happen to you. A lot faster than it did before you knew this shit, okay? So try that, guys. And I'm going to leave you now with some views of the beach that I was just on earlier, where I am now, because it's been beautiful tonight. Leave your comments, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Pass this video on to anyone who may need it. And I love you all. See you on the next video.